Well, it's the first annual USM Symposium on Aging. The symposium today is really helping us connect across the campus, across disciplines, across the different roles that we have as students, faculty, and staff, and engage and learn together around issues related to aging. Well, we started the morning with a really inspirational keynote speech from Julie Sweetland from the Frameworks Institute.
And by repeating the myth, you have given that pre-existing circuit, lit it up, pulled it up.
And she really helped us to learn and think about the language that we use related to changing the conversation about aging.
Actually, to use a word that wouldn't mess up.
The words we use on any social issue really influence the way people think and talk about that issue. They influence the way people think about what we can do to resolve a problem or address a challenge.
Disciplines here on staff are all social sciences.
So one of the framing techniques that our team discovered would work to help people understand that not everything in later life is a mess or a decline, but rather there's psychosocial growth that happens throughout the lifespan. We found that using the analogy of building momentum over time, and that you've really got that accumulated wisdom and insight pushing you forward in later life. Using that metaphor really changed people's conception of what it means to age and what aging is like.
So you thought about this. Myth fact sheet stated.
Universities have a chance to build in different ways of thinking about aging, for the student population, getting that idea into public discourse in that way. I think that that's a really important role for universities to play in changing the way society thinks about what it means for America to be a place with greater longevity and how we can reap a longevity dividend.
We at USM like to call ourselves and like to talk about that we're the university of everyone. And we have students that are enrolled here that are from ages 16 all the way up to, I think the oldest one that we have enrolled in a degree-seeking program is 76. So we love and we need individuals to come back, to come into the institution, to take programs, courses, and become lifelong learners, to re-teach themselves different aspects about areas that they may want to use out in the workforce.
I'm a student. I'm not an instructor. I'm a student in the program, but I'm always looking for new programs to get involved with. I never did humanities in college. I was a business major in college and owned a medical business my whole life. So I missed a lot in terms of humanities. So I find that to be something of interest for me.
I came today because I feel like working with older adults is probably my favorite population to work with. And I wanted to know what we're doing in the state of Maine to help promote healthy aging. That there's so much wisdom and contribution that comes from us having all ages work together, and especially from our older people, just offering support and giving their skills back when we really need them the most.
We had identified early on in the Aging Initiative that we have so much happening here on campus involving older persons, work that we're doing, whether it's teaching, student learning, scholarship, but we didn't know what one another were doing. So we really needed to discover that. So this Aging Initiative was launched, and our workshop today was really to expound on that.
I like to say that from the moment we're born, we're all aging, and in that sense, aging touches everything. And it really is a multifaceted, multidimensional issue. And so what the university allows is, through its breadth of knowledge and expertise across a continuum of disciplines, we're really able to supplement community organizations in their needs who are also looking at these issues. I think there's a lot of benefits that work both ways for the university and for the organizations.
What really hit me over the head was the power of words. and that I am getting older, but we are all getting older. Even the college students now, we're all getting older together. And can we work together to make our village work for all of us? I loved that idea.
There are 3 different workshop sessions going on today. One is a simulation to allow folks to experience what daily life is like for someone who has dementia.
The goal is actually to help people maybe create a little more empathy and compassion for someone who is going through dementia.
Okay, so this is simulate, neuron.
We give them 5 tasks to go through in 3 minutes. And it's very confusing and difficult, and somebody who's so used to being on top of everything and completing some pretty easy tasks such as clearing the table, setting the table, folding socks, now become very complicated. And it's for 3 minutes, and 3 minutes seems to be long enough for people to experience what it may feel like to be immersed in dementia.
I found there was such a hunger to talk about these issues.
And yet my mom, she announced she could no longer live under his roof.
And what I'm doing with it now is taking it to conferences with people that are working with geriatrics or gerontology or caregiving, all of those very difficult fields, because a lot of people aren't talking about how complicated aging is.
It still seemed to me a possibility, no matter how small, that she still might come padding down.
And a lot of the humor, and there is a lot of humor in the show, allows people, gives them the opportunity to open up and discuss some of these issues and share experiences and share resources. The whole idea of being able to walk through somebody else's life and experience your own fears and frustrations and sadnesses and irritations and humor is what art does. It allows that transcendence of, I have an experience that I don't really know what to do with, and then all of a sudden there's a form for it. And I mean, it's catharsis. But that's what art does. It gives you that ability to wash yourself clean.
We did the best we could.
Big thing that I wanted today was just to start a conversation on campus and look at ways that aging can be looked at in all the different areas, all the different disciplines. And I feel that Maine Senior College and Ollie have a lot to contribute to that conversation. And I actually think that having organizations like the Senior College Network or Ollie and having those on campus is, they're a fantastic resource.
What are those institutional?
I loved hearing the panelists talk about how they had got into senior college and looking at reinventing themselves after 50. All of them addressed it in some form or another, and they saw a big picture for reinventing yourself after 50, that you've got more, you've got the opportunity to make some choices for yourself that you didn't have before, especially when you reach retirement.
We hope that the day inspires people and energizes them to continue to connect around aging, to get more involved in the Aging Initiative. And ultimately, I mean, we are always interested in lifelong learning.
The senior educational program is fantastic. Not every community has it, and if they do, if you have it locally, either Portland or Lewiston, you should be taking advantage of it. And now that I've seen it and seen all the people involved, I know what an opportunity it is for the future.